Greetings from Hot Springs. We're going to do a short Q&A here, I guess. Quaint little town. We love Hot Springs so far. It's a nice day out too. So, one question that was brought up quite a bit was our relationship, and one of the responses I got a lot when I said we were hiking this trail together is, "Oh, you're doing this with your wife for 6 months?" And I wouldn't consider doing it without Sandra. I mean, that was one of the things. You can't describe these events to somebody accurately, so I wouldn't consider doing it without her, and spending 6 months together is no big deal with us anyway. So I guess in our personal life, I don't know how to put this in words, but we have a very touchy-feely relationship. You know, we pass each other, we hug each other a lot, and in the evenings we have a double love seat where we always sit together in the evening, watch TV or on our laptops, and I don't know, we just enjoy spending a lot of time together. And this has been unique for us in that, oddly enough, we feel a lot more disconnected out here on the trail, being together 24 hours a day than we do at home. It's just
a lot of it is because we're with other people, which we really enjoy, but then we don't spend, like in the evenings in the shelter, you're with a group of people, and so you don't spend any time really talking as a couple together. And then on the trail, you're hiking most of the time single file, one behind the other, and we talk some, but it's difficult to hear each other and carry on a fluid conversation.
Yeah, so typically lunchtime, or if we take a short break, it's really the only time we talk, kind of one-on-one in the day, which is different than we expected, I guess. And maybe there'll be times where we camp alone, potentially, that it might be different. But yeah, you know, we're always talking to other people, or other people are around, even if we're kind of by ourselves. So it's just difficult to have a intimate conversation, I guess. So that has surprised us. It really has. But we've felt almost more disconnected out here, being together all the time. So one question that people ask. Somebody asked about our feet during the wet times. Luckily enough, we've had really no issues. We did take bread bags along, thinking we would wear them during the wet periods, but so far we haven't. And
surprisingly, I've been surprised that even once my feet are wet, as long as I keep moving, they warm up quickly and almost get hot. And so and that's just in general, being wet in general during those rainy days. If you kept moving, your hands and toes and everything stayed warm, even to the point of sweating sometimes almost when we were climbing elevation. It was just if you stopped to take breaks that you pretty quickly cool down.
Yeah, one of the reasons we went with trail runners instead of hiking boots, you know, people talked about, why don't you wear hiking boots, Gore-Tex ones? One thing with the trail runners, typically, I mean, they're basically a tennis shoe. They wet out quickly. I mean, they get wet in a hurry, but also they dry in a hurry. And there are guys out here with Gore-Tex boots that we're hiking with. The first day their feet were dry, but after that they wetted out on them, and they do not dry. I mean, well, the one guy today ended up buying a new pair of boots. I mean, in the shelter, we're in an open air shelter, and the guys took those hiking boots off the last couple of days. And it is so rancid, just because those things never dry out. They are so skunky, their boots are. It is unreal. So yeah, the one guy was concerned that the smell would get down to the town and they'd send a hazmat crew up after it. It is bad. But yeah, those heavy hiking boots, once they get wet, do not dry. So that's an issue. But yeah, we haven't had any feet trouble, fortunately. So we're pleased about that. Somebody asked about Iceman, how he got his trail name, and he said there was a 12-year-old girl that was hiking with her father, and she fell and broke her arm. He brought out ice for her and took her to the hospital, and I guess she got a cast on and was out the next day.
Yeah, a day or two later, she was
finished the AT, and she's now, I think by the time she was 13 or 14, he said she's been a Triple Crown, so she did the Appalachian Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, and the Continental Divide Trail. So she's the one that gave him the name Iceman, just for his trail magic he did for her at that time. What else here?
Oh, somebody asked about spiritually, what we've learned or how kind of what we've experienced here on the trail. And it's really, I feel like being in the nature that God created really connects me to him, and just seeing the different things that have happened along the way that I don't believe are coincidence. I think God planned them when he knew we needed them, is really cool. But I also feel really disconnected. I think from a church family is important. And so it feels a little bit alone out here personally in my relationship, because I also think that church family is an important part of my connection with God also.
Yeah, if it falls in that we 0 or 0 on a Sunday, we want to find a local church to go to. So far that hasn't happened, but yeah, we do miss our church family. Along with that question, the guy want to know about spiritually, emotionally, things we've learned on the trail. And I think one thing that's probably going to help us is we had a dairy farm for almost 20 years. At some point, this trail gets more of a mental challenge than physical challenge. And a lot of people drop out because they don't have the fortitude or the discipline to keep it up. It's just your free will. You can go home if you want to. And we said the fact that we've had a dairy farm, and for almost 20 years, we had to get up at 5:45 every morning, no matter how we felt, no matter what the weather was like. And we had to milk twice a day. It was just something we had to do. So I think we have that in our favor of maybe that mental toughness that we developed over the years because of that. So I'm not sure if there's anything else. We'll read the comments. If there's any more questions you have, we'll try to address them. So yeah, once again, we appreciate you taking the time to comment, and we'll do our best to do what we can to fill in the gaps. So
we'll see you down the trail.
Yep. Thanks for watching.